Today we're going to talk about 5 things that vendors do wrong when they do an event, outside event somewhere. We're going to talk about that today. Hi, my name is Brian Cochran with briancochran.org, and today we're going to be talking about being a vendor and what it takes to do an event and some of the things that, we're going to talk about 5 things that I see vendors do wrong. I've been an event planner for, since 1974, 75. And I have vendors at our events and so forth. And this past weekend, I provided sound for an event, and I was watching what the vendors were doing because I'm always looking for businesses to help. And I thought I'd do this video to help you to understand what it takes to be successful in taking your business outside of, if you're doing it online or you have a brick and mortar. Which applies for brick and mortar as well, for what I'm going to be talking about. Number one, no signage. I see too many of these vendors come out and they have great products, but don't have anything that says the name of the business, no stanchions or banners or anything to promote their business. And so one of the things that I've seen entrepreneurs do wrong, I'm looking down on purpose because I'm doing something different today. Anyway. Is that no signage, and so if you want to be successful, you want people to remember you. Branding is everything. Take the time to brand yourself by getting some signage, investing in yourself. Number 2, no promotional material. I can't tell you how many times these folks will show up. 1, they don't have a sign, and then 2, they don't even have business cards or flyers to hand out. And so I guess, in their rationale is they're going to make money on that sale that day and not looking at repeat customers or returns or people want more information. Maybe they want to sell your product or anything like that. And so make sure you at least get some business cards. You can get them through us. We have some great deals on business cards. You get 5,000 for like $35, $36 as a member. Anyway, and you wonder why you don't get repeat business is because you don't have a way for a person to follow up and say, hey, maybe you're selling clothing and you have several different styles, but all they bought was one style, and when they got home, they go, wow, I'd like to get another one, and guess what they didn't do? They didn't give them a business card or a brochure or a website link or a YouTube link or Facebook link or anything, any promotional material to hand out to promote themselves. So one of the 2 problems that I see all the time is folks not having some type of promotional material. Number 3, they don't have a sales script. So when a person comes up and they ask about the business or ask about the story of the business, they don't know how to do the process of actually getting a sale and convincing a person, not just because it looks good or great. There's a process that you do to lead a person to make a decision to purchase your merchandise. And in most cases, they just have the merchandise and, hey, I'm here, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. But when you go to an event, depending on what type of event it is, maybe your event, maybe the product that you're selling is not part of the theme of what the event may be, but at the same time it's something of interest to someone. But you got to show them and give them a reason to spend their money with you. By putting together a sales script, it will help you to lead them to make a decision to purchase. So the 3rd problem that I see very commonly is vendors not having some type of sales script that they go by, or even training their staff. They'll leave their sister, their uncle, their mama, their daddy, or somebody in the booth because they had to go to the restroom or something like that. And then because you didn't take the time to teach them what the products are, give them product knowledge, and how to lead the person to make a decision, you're losing out on sales. So number 3, develop a sales script. Number 4, merchandising or display. How you display your products. I see a lot of times folks just kind of throw stuff out there and put them out there. Take the time and invest in some racks if you need to. Again, if you go into a grocery store, if you go into a clothing store or a bookstore, they have nice displays. So even though you're doing you're being a vendor and you're going to an event, you still want to show forth your good effort. You still want to showcase your products by having some type of display. I'm guilty of it because I did an event just recently and I took some books with me, and instead of me taking my display cases, I just laid them out. And I should have done the right thing, which is what I normally do. Take my display racks and everything with all my business card racks and all that kind of stuff and have everything in order the way I was supposed to. So I was just as guilty of it as well. So make sure you display your merchandise right, so when people see it, there's some stuff that's impulse buying. When you go into a grocery store, there's impulse buys that you'll see right at the counter. Those are impulse buys that you don't think about, low cost stuff that a person can just say, oh wow, I want this candy bar, I want this chewing gum or something like that, depending on where you are. There's this impulse buys where it's right by the register, and then those other things that you want to leave. There's your high price things that are high ticket items. You display them a certain way because you value them, and then there's other stuff that is secondary, third, and fourth, and fifth. If you don't understand that, we have some courses that we offer. Go to briancochran.org and sign up for one of our classes to teach you how to display and put together your display if you don't know how. So number 3, develop and put together a nice merchandising rack. Put together a nice display, because if you put forth the effort on the front end, it's a one-time investment. And what happens is every time you do an event, you set it up the same way, and then you do trial and error to find the best way to do it. So that way, eventually you find the best display. So that way you put it out the right way each time. It generates sales, you make money, it looks good, and that's what it's all about. So make sure you develop a nice display for your products that you're selling. Number 5, and this is a pet peeve for me, and it had to make the list because I see it too often, and I think it's a mistake. Sitting on the job. So what do you mean by that? Well, I know it's a long day when you're vendoring. It's from 9 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning or 12 until whatever time it ends. At least 4 or 5 hours. And it's okay to sit down and take a break. But when a customer comes up, get off your duff, stand up, pay attention, be attentive, and sell, because that's what it's all about. I see too often that vendors will, when a customer walks up, it's like you're doing them a favor by being there, which is the wrong attitude. Get up, just like you go into a grocery store or any other retail business. It's a retail business. You're selling merchandise. You're selling a service. You're promoting yourself. You're marketing yourself. You sitting down on the job shows to the person that it's not conscious, it's subconscious that you don't care about me. So when a customer walks up, stand up, be attentive, look them straight in the eye, so that way they see that you care about them, that they came by. They didn't have to come by your booth. I don't care if it's strategically located. If they walk up to your booth, it's because they're interested in what you're selling or what you're offering, and you can then go ahead and give them the best customer's experience possible. That will also convince them that you know your product, you know who you are, and you're here to serve them, not them serve you. So do yourself a favor. If you're a vendor or in business as a whole, when a customer comes into your business, stand up and stand at attention. So let me recap those 5 things that vendors do wrong. Number 1, no signage. Please make sure you get some signage of some kind that points to who you are, contact information. So there may be somebody that may walk by, may not ready to purchase. They're in a hurry, but your name across the on the front of the in front of the table or something like that will help them remember for branding purposes. Number 2, promotional material. Make sure you get you some business cards. You can get some for next to nothing. You need something to be able to promote, and make sure it looks professional. Even though you're just beginning and you're just getting into this thing, first impressions mean everything. So great promotional material is a lasting impression for that person, because they take that material home and they'll get lost in the clutter. So some kind of way make it stand out. Number 3, please develop a sales script. So that way, if you're not working it, if someone is working it, you and whoever else is working a part of your company has the same language, going the same direction, has product knowledge in the products or services that you're offering, and you're able to go forth and be able to convince them, influence them to make a wise decision to purchase through you. Number 4, make sure you set up your displays and merchandising, and merchandise your table so it looks professional, it looks clean and not cluttered, that there's no papers and wrappers and food and all that kind of stuff on the table. It should be very professional, very, very, I'm going to say it again, very professional. And number 5, no sitting on the job. And what brought up to mind just a second ago, stand up. And another thing, if you're sitting there, and it just came to my mind when I was talking about number 4, display. Now, number 5, sitting on the job, don't be sitting there eating when a customer walks up. They don't care that you're hungry. They don't care how long you've been there. They're there. You're there to serve them. So when a person comes, swallow it real quick. They'll say, hey, I'm having my lunch, just get over it. No, they're going to walk away, or they're not going to think you really care about them. Let them tell you, go ahead and eat. In most cases, you still don't eat because you're trying to be professional, and you should be professional. But make sure you stand up and don't sit down. Those are the 5 tips that I've seen vendors, or 5 things that I've seen vendors do wrong that you can change very subtly. It doesn't take a whole lot of money. It doesn't take any, a whole lot of money to do it. Just a lot of effort and understanding the whole purpose of you being a vendor and why you're out there in the first place, which is to market and promote your business as well as sell the products and services that you're offering. This is Brian Cochran with BrianCochran.org. Thank you. God bless. If this video has been a blessing to you, do me a favor, go down below, make a, and leave a comment. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. We thank you so much. We have more great videos coming out. If you want me to talk about some other subject as far as business development, let me know, and I'll gladly do them, because that's what I'm here for, is to help you to be the best that you can be successful in whatever it is that you're called to do. This is Brian Cochran, BrianCochran.org. Visit us, www.briancochran.org. God bless. Bye-bye.